Hey crafty friends, it's Courtney Brickner, the CV behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome, I'm glad that you're here with me again today. I have something exciting to share with you. You may have seen that I just unboxed my new WE Creat Vista laser in the last video. Now I have received the new HTV, the laser-friendly HTV that WE Creat has that works with the Vista laser. They sent me 3 boxes of different colors of their laser-friendly HTV. And I want to show you today how I made this grocery bag. It's so cute. So I used the white. I'm going to show you all the colors that it came with. I'm also going to show you my experience with using the 10-watt laser as opposed to the 2-watt laser. Now this material is made for laser, so you cannot use any HTV with it. It has to be laser friendly. And aside from that, it doesn't really work with the high powered laser. So the Vision that I have, that is the 20-watt laser, it doesn't work with that because it just is too powerful for this HTV. And I found that to be the case even with the 10-watt. So I tried it with the 2-watt, had great results, and I want to share that whole process with you. So welcome. Let me take you on this little HTV laser-friendly journey, and let me show you how it works out. All right. These are the colors I got. We've got some rose gold, regular gold, and silver. And then more gold, red, and green. Nice. And then in the last package, we've got black, gold, and white. Very excited to try out these colors. I'm going to be using the white today, but I'm probably going to take a sheet of the green to kind of test out some settings and see how it all goes. Let's jump into the WE Creat software and choose a customized setting for our HTV. I've already got one in here. We're going to add a new one so I can show you how to do it. So let's do HTV Vista. Actually, we'll do the 10-watt because we're going to do the 2-watt later. We're going to start out with the 1mm thickness, 100 power, and 4 speed. And we'll see how that goes. We're going to save it and confirm. Oh, actually, we need to choose the millimeter. So choose the HTV 10, choose 1mm, then click confirm. Now we come over here and you'll see that that's the material that we're working with. I'm going to go ahead and click text here. We're going to move it on down to the bottom left, and you can go up to the top and click this button to mirror it. If you don't see it, slide that bar back and forth because sometimes it might be a little hidden up there. And then we're going to click refresh, and then we're going to see what our machine has on the work area. And down here over on the right side, right now it's line engrave, and then if you click there, it's the fill engrave. We're going to be doing cut. So that turns our element red down here. So we know it's a cut, and then we're going to click start, and it tells us the amount of time it's going to take to finish this. We click send, and then it tells us that we need to close our lid and then press the start button on our machine. All right, I didn't see anywhere that you needed to like hold down the vinyl, but I feel like since it curls up a little bit on the edges, I just wanted to make sure that it stays in place. So I just got a little bit of masking tape, just a teeny little piece to put in all 4 corners, and it just I pressed it down to the grates and it held the vinyl down perfectly. I don't know if you need to do this, but it just made me feel better that the vinyl wasn't going to be folding up and not cutting correctly. So that's just what I did, and it worked well for me. So you can do it or you cannot, but yeah, just a little bit of masking tape worked perfectly. Well, I was using the 10-watt, testing it out. That is a little bit too high. So let me play with the settings a little bit more. All right, let's try this again. I switched the power down to 50% from 100, and the speed is the same, but we're going to try one more time. I feel like with the Vista, one thing that's a little bit different is it's hard to see exactly what it's cutting while it's working. The head is right in the way of the cut area. So you can see it after it cuts a particular part, but it's hard to see it exactly while it's happening. On the Vision, it's a little bit different. You can see that area. Obviously, it's not a huge deal. It's just a difference that I noticed between the two machines. You know, that's cutting this O, but I just couldn't see, was it working while it was doing the cut. It still is too much power. So let's stop it. And then it turns off, moves back up. But yeah, they're just falling right through. So I was wondering when WE Creat wanted to send me the Vista laser because they wanted me to try out this HTV. I wasn't quite sure, and I asked them, like, I already have, I told them I already had the Vista. Why couldn't I just use the Vista for the new HTV? And they said that the Vista was just too powerful with the 20-watt laser. So I'm thinking that the 10-watt laser is a little bit too powerful as well. So they also sent me the 2-watt laser. So I am going to try out our HTV with this 2-watt one. Let's unbox it. I haven't opened it yet, so we'll see what it looks like. We will set it up with our machine and see if that works better with the HTV, because I think I'm not really liking the results I'm getting from the 10 watts. So let's go ahead and set that up. Go ahead and open this box, and I haven't opened it yet, so I don't even know what's inside, but when we open it, we see that there are some little black squares, some metal squares. Maybe I can engrave with those, like they're samples I can use. And then a QR code, some screws, and then the laser head itself. So it said we just need to scan the QR code on that card to do the setup instructions. All right, I watched the video. We need to turn off the machine first, move the laser head to the middle of the machine, and then take out this hose that's on the right side. You need to kind of pull back the little lever a little bit and then pop the hose out. Then we take these screws on the side, pop those out. You twist and twist. One hand's twisting towards you, the other hand's twisting back, and you pop the screws out, you pull them, and then you unscrew these 4 screws that are holding the laser head in place. And this, like I said before, this is not a regular screwdriver. When we were setting it up, you saw that. This is the screwdriver that comes with this machine. So it's like a hex screwdriver. Then you're going to move this top part over the laser head and take out the cord that's in the back. Now we need to take out the grates in the bottom of the machine. We take these out before we put in the 2-watt laser. Then we set the laser head in and plug in the cord into this back port right here, the one that we took out of the 10-watt. Plug that in, and then we'll slide the arm up top, back over the laser, and then unscrew these 2 little screws in the side of the laser. I was having trouble flipping this up. I unscrewed them and I thought it should be coming out, but really you need to pull them. They kind of pop out. You unscrew and then pop them out, and then you're ready to flip that top part up. After you flip the top part up, then you twist those screws back into place so that they lock and that it's stable. That little flipped up part is now secure. Then you're going to put it on those 2 screws on that top arm where you just took the 10-watt off, and you're going to screw in the 4 screws that came with the 2-watt laser, the same place that you had the 10-watt screwed in. Then we're going to untwist the screws, pop them out, flip the laser back up, screw them back in, and then put the grates back into place, and then we're ready to use it. All right, so I started up the laser the same way I did previously with the 10-watt, and I'm just doing the cut, and we're going to see how this one works out with the settings that we're using right now. So far, it's looking good because the letters aren't actually falling out like they were previously with the 10-watt. So it looks like it's just cutting and it's not going all the way through, but we're going to see if that is actually the case when it finishes cutting and we take it out. I did another custom setting for this laser head, and it was 100 power and 4 speed, which is actually really, really slow, but let's see if it works. All right, let's go ahead and open it up. It's looking good so far. I mean, it did not cut all the way through the carrier sheet. I see the cut here, and it did not cut through. I'm super excited to see how it weeds. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to cut this part out, and then we will go ahead and weed it and see, does it weed easily? So far, so good. It's weeding pretty easily. The vinyl is a nice, soft, lightweight vinyl, which I like. So let's go ahead and try our bigger project. So now I'm using the white and I'm taping down the design. I've got a project that's about 7.5 by 8 inches and still using the 2-watt laser. I'm still using 100 power, but I bumped up the speed to 30 because that 4 was just so slow and this project was going to take forever to cut. It looks like it cut nicely. It did not cut through the carrier, so that's good. Let's go ahead and weed this. So when I did the test, I did 100 power and 4 speed, but that was going to be so slow to cut out this larger design. So I decided to bump the speed up to 30. And I think it's good. It definitely cut out, but I had to kind of hold some of the edges because they were starting to peel up. So it wasn't weeding completely easily. So I decided I would try one more time and bump the speed down just a little bit, still keep the power at 100, just to see did it make a difference without having to hold all of the edges to make sure they didn't peel up. So here is the second test. This was 100 power and speed of 20. I just wanted to see, did it weed a little bit easier with the edges and I didn't have to hold them down so they didn't pull up, and it definitely is performing better at the speed of 20 than it did at 30. I was thinking at the speed of 10 it would be even better and it wouldn't peel up at all and maybe not tear away as much, but that was going to take me 10 minutes to cut. So I opted not to try it, but it's good information to know that changing the speed can really change how it weeds. So now let's go over to press our tote. I'm using a pressing pillow so that I don't have any uneven surfaces that the transfer is going to be touching. And I'm going to do a quick pre-press. I'm going to press this design 310 degrees at 20 seconds. So I'm just doing a quick pre-press for a couple seconds, and then I'm going to press the actual design. Once I press it, this is actually a cold peel material, so I'm going to press it, wait for it to cool down, and then I will peel the carrier sheet off. Now that it has completely cooled, I'm just going to peel back the carrier sheet, and it has adhered to my tote bag perfectly. And I like the way this looks. I think that this vinyl worked really well, and I'm happy with the outcome. After I had so much success with the 2-watt, I just wanted to try the 10-watt one more time with lower power. On 10 power. So here's what it looks like. It did not cut all the way through like it was before. Let's see how it weeds. Did it cut all the way through the vinyl? Oh, it did. All right, so we just need much lower power for the 10-watt. That's perfect. Okay, so the 10-watt will work, just lower power. That was a 10 power that I used that time. All right, so it worked out really well. I think the vinyl is just a really nice, smooth feel. The matte finish is nice. It did weed easily once we got the power settings and the speed settings correct. And it did work with the 10-watt setting or the 10-watt power. It just didn't work right away because I didn't know the exact settings to use. It would have been nice if in the package it came with like some settings, but there was nothing in the package except the HTV. So I would have liked to have had a little bit of guidance on which power and speed settings to use, but that, you know, I figured it out. I just had to do a few different test cuts to get that setting correct, and then it worked out really nicely. I think we did great. And I think that if you are in the market for wanting to have a cutting machine as well as a machine that cuts other materials and does engraving, like this one does colored acrylics, it will engrave on tumblers, glass, jewelry, all kinds of different things, and it will cut wood as well. So if you want a machine that does that, I think this is a really nice option. The downside for me with the HTV, using it with this machine, is that it's kind of slow. Like this took over 5 minutes to cut this particular design, and it's not a super detailed design. So I think my cutting machine would cut it a little bit faster, but you know, having both of the machines might not be in your budget. So if that's the case, I do think that it'd be a nice option to have the laser cutter that would do everything that you need to do, because your cutting machine is not going to be able to cut the acrylic and the wood like this one can and do the engraving with the ease that this one does, this WE Creat Vista. So that is what I think of this WE Creat laser. I think that it's going to be very fun to try out some different projects with this. My next one is going to be a tumbler. I'm going to be doing the engraving. You know, I've seen all of these people making these tumblers where it's got the engraving all the way around and it looks really simple to do. Now, I haven't done it yet, so I don't know exactly how simple it is, but we're going to find out, because I want to show you exactly how it works the very first time when you're trying it, because today you saw that we had some, you know, just some things that we need to work out with the settings, with our testing. That's always the way it is when you're working with something new, but I like to share with you exactly how it is the first time that you're using it. So thank you for being here with me today. I really enjoyed sharing this project with you. I'll be back sharing the tumbler engraving and installing the rotary attachment for this machine in the very near future. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe, turn the notification so that you don't miss when I drop that next video. I will be back, and until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.